I'm going to just start off, first of all, I know we're running late. I'm probably going to keep you even later because I talk far too much and for far too long. So at any point, do feel free to leave. I won't be offended at all. I'm going to just talk you through today some proper hardcore tips to actually marketing a photo booth business, because you can't do everything, but you can do a little bit to make sure you're actually getting results. So I'll get started. Can everybody hear me okay? So I have a question for you all first. Who is a completely new owner? Hands up. Okay, excellent.
What do you consider new? Yeah.
New as in either just bought a booth, haven't even bought a booth, here to find out what this is all about.
4 months. 2 years.
Okay, but you consider yourself new?
Ish.
Yeah, so that's okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So there's kind of a mix in the room of new and people who've been doing it a little bit of a while. So I'll kind of reflect what I'm talking about for everybody. And then at the end, I will give you the link, because on my new website, there's 10 free training courses for all of you to go and see afterwards. So don't worry about taking too many notes. There's loads of information on there. Okay, I'm going to start because I'd like to give everybody a wee bit of a background to me and how I ended up in this business, which has been a kind of strange road. So you'll speak to a lot of people in business who will tell you that everything fell on their lap and that it was dead easy, and they went to school and they went to uni and they knew what they always wanted to be and their life was just so fucking perfect. And it's bullshit. And I'm sorry, I curse a lot. If I'm offending anybody, you have to make me twice to like me. So I started my career out doing a degree in criminology, of all things. Perhaps the deviousness is still there a little bit. And in my second year at university, I found out that I was very badly dyslexic, which I already knew and had known for years, but my university forced me to be tested because I was sitting on a 2-1 instead of a first, and then forced me to have yellow stickers on my exam papers and forced me to do lots of things that I thought, do you know what, this isn't for me. I'm not academic, I never have been academic. My mum and dad just expected me to go to university. So fuck this, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to just go off and find out what I'm supposed to do with my life. Take that forward 3 years and I'd been in every job, and every phone call to my mother was, I've got a new job. And my mother in the background going, not again, who's paying her bills? And I landed in PR and I met my first boss in a bar. And I told her that I was working in a call centre and that my life was miserable and I needed to use my brain. And she told me that I would be overworked and underpaid, but she had a job and that I'd be perfect for it. And I only got hired because I had polished my shoes. That's what my boss told me 5 years later. I hired you because your shoes were so shiny and I'd never seen shoes like it. And that was fabulous, and I spent 13 years in PR and I worked for the same boss who trained me, and I owe everything I know to that lady today. She runs a fabulous PR agency in Belfast and continues to grow and develop other people coming up behind me. When I had my second son, I had to make a decision that, one, it was costing me £16 a day to actually go to work, and my children didn't know who I was, and I thought, I need to find some kind of work-life balance here. I'm going to go self-employed, and this is all really exciting, and I can do this, and money will just come in, and clients will just come in, and the world will be fabulous. And it wasn't. In fact, it was really hard, and some months I couldn't pay my bills, and other months I had 3 or 4 clients on, and I had so much work that I was so overwhelmed that I didn't know what I was going to do to get through it. And I was working more hours than I had ever worked when I worked for someone else, and I started to get very overwhelmed. But the first client that I worked for was a photo booth company, and he's standing at the back of the room holding a camera for me today. And he was the first person to bring the selfie mirror to Ireland. And our first meeting, he sat down and he went, I've been doing this for 6 months and I now have 20 competitors. What the fuck do I do? And I said, oh, well, this is dead easy. We're going to sit down and we're just going to take this mirror and we'll turn it into something completely different. And overnight, we turned the mirror into a completely different experience. We sold it out for the year. And 6 months later, we went into business together. So that was kind of the start of our journey. But it didn't end there, because I had other businesses on the side with other people. And 2 of them failed miserably within the first 6 months to a year. I had £150,000 of debt against my name because I thought I could do this. I can market anything. No, it's not that simple. And your entrepreneurial journey is not going to be simple. But if there's one piece of advice I can give every single one of you in this room, is surround yourself with the right people. I spent many years not surrounding myself with people who actually cared about me or who had my interests at heart and were guiding me in the wrong way, and I was making decisions based on what other people were telling me. I learned very quickly, other people's opinions of me are none of my fucking business. I do not care what anyone thinks of me. I do not care what anyone thinks of how I market my business or how I position my business, because there's one thing I will always be, and that is true to myself and true to my brand. And I'll talk a wee bit more about that later. But I just thought I would give a little bit of an introduction. The reason I'm talking about marketing today is because I am actually a qualified marketeer. I am qualified under the Chartered Institute of Marketing, under the Chartered Institute of PR. I have sat on the marketing board for Facebook in Europe, which I have just stepped down from because it's a full-time job. And I have spent the last 19 years showing people how to market their business and be very successful. And I've had my own failures along the way. So I can give you a little bit of a mix of everything. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing that I see for everybody within our industry is planning. People come and they get really excited at this show, and you see all of the great tech and all of the great software and all of the people that are doing so well, and you go, I'm going to start a photo booth business. This looks like a pile of piss. Let's do this. Let's just throw 10 grand at this and then it'll just market itself. No, it won't. It costs $20,000 minimum a year to market a photo booth business. So when you're starting out, have a plan. Do your research. Do a basic SWOT analysis. Even if you don't do a full business plan, do a basic SWOT analysis of your local area. Look at the strengths, look at the weaknesses, look at the opportunities, and look at the threats before you even think about the product and software that you're going to start to use in your business. Look at everything that is in your market. Are we in a saturated market? Of course we are. Hundreds of people own photo booths, hundreds of people own 360s. This industry is saturated, but it's still in its infancy because people just don't use the products and software. That the possibilities are endless, and every year they're growing, and it's a fantastic position to be in for us. So do your research. Choose your products very wisely. Don't choose it because you've been to a party or a wedding and you think, oh, this is fabulous, I think this would really work. Choose the product that is going to be right in your area. Try to find something that is unique to you. In terms of the hardware, for me, the hardware is important in how it looks, but it's what you actually do with it. So your software should be the one thing that you're really looking at. If you're looking at a DSLR booth, make sure that you look at the right software for what you want to deliver. And that then comes to choosing your audience. When you start out, pinpoint who it is that you actually want to do business with and market directly to those people. Don't try to market to everyone. Don't try to be this generic all-rounder, I can do everything, because it just won't work for you. And you'll get really frustrated and you'll be like, why can I not attract clients? Why am I attracting the wrong type of client? Why do people think I'm too expensive? You need to just look at one audience when you start, stick to that audience, crack that audience, and then move on to the next one. And that's how you're really going to grow your business. The next thing then is content is king. So I'm going to play some videos, and this isn't my laptop, so I'm not actually going to put the music on with them, just so you can kind of see in the background. Okay, so when you're marketing your business, your content is going to be absolutely everything. We are a content creation business. That's what we do. We go out and we make people smile and we give them professional, high quality images, videos, GIFs, boomerangs. That's what our product delivers. That's what you have to use to market your business. If you are putting out photographs on your Instagram or your Facebook page where they're out of focus or they haven't got the right quality to them, how is that reflective in what you do? Am I going to book you because I see a fuzzy photo? No, you have to put out professional content because that's what you're telling the client you're going to deliver. So make sure that all of your marketing materials and your content is absolutely on point. The next thing is to have a plan in place. So you want to really make sure that you're planning your marketing. You've done your research, you have your product, You've chosen the software that's going to go with it. You've decided on which audience you're going to target. You have the content ready to target them with. And then you have to work out how you're actually going to market to those people. The first thing that you have to think about is your public relations. So public relations is essentially your brand positioning and telling your story of who you are and what you do. It's about growing relationships with people, positioning yourself, and I'm going to give you a few ideas of what you can do in terms of PR for your photo booth business. But the first thing I'm going to talk about is brand. Your brand is everything. It is your shop front. It is the first thing that people see. It is when someone is actually going to make a decision on your business. Please, please, please invest in your brand. Don't see it as a logo that you can get done on Fiverr. I had an experience with Fiverr last month. It scared the life out of me. Never again. Use somebody who is a professional that is going to get you a proper brand. And when I say brand, think about Google. Google doesn't mean anything. Uber doesn't mean anything. Coca-Cola doesn't mean anything. But we all know what those brands do and what they offer because we've been educated via their marketing. So you don't have to call yourself Susie's Photo Booth because you're a photo booth company. You don't have to. You can call yourself absolutely anything and then educate people on what you do. It also gives you the opportunity for future growth because yes, you may have a photo booth today, but tomorrow you could be an events marketing company, you could be an activations company, you could add to everything that you do in your business. Don't pigeonhole yourself down to the word photo booth in your brand. Certainly use it as sub-brands within the business. So for example, we're called Media Lab NI, and within that, each of our products has its own sub-brand, and each of our services has a sub-brand, so that we can really educate each target audience on exactly what we can do for them and for their business. Then personal branding. This is one I love. I'm fabulous at personal branding. You have to meet me twice to like me. So when someone meets you for the first time and you're talking about your business, be prepared, have a 30-second pitch ready because people don't have time. They are not there to listen to you. So you have to really stand out. So how you look, how you behave, how you talk, find your brand voice, but don't be afraid to be fun. You know, I'm not afraid of the fact that I curse too much. I'm not afraid of the fact that sometimes I do things that people will go, did she really put that out there? I don't care because it's my brand and I'm really authentic and people buy from people. And when I'm talking about the P in PR, it's about people. We're in a people industry. We bring a service to people and we have to be ourselves because that will always shine through over anything that you do. If you are real and someone can actually engage with you and feel warmed and welcomed by you, they're going to buy you before you even tell them how much you charge. You know, don't sell somebody a product, sell them an experience and sell them you before you even get to what the product is. Features and benefits you can throw out all day. I don't care. I just want a fucking photo booth. It's just that simple. Your client at the end of the day is looking and going, well, I don't know what a start screen is. I don't know what an animation is. I don't know what any of this is. I just want a photo booth. Sell yourself before the product. So in terms of PR, there's loads of things that you can do if you're just launching your photo booth business for the first time, or if you've already been in business a while. Running little mini PR events or influencer events are a great opportunity for you to showcase yourself, the product, and what it can actually do for people. So one of the first things that we ever did in our business was we run pop-up events. So for example, if you're looking to get into weddings and you haven't got the money to do a bridal show because they're just so expensive and you have to get your return on investment, find the most expensive bridal store in your area. Pick up the phone to that bridal store and say, oh, I've just taken a phone call from one of your competitors who wants me to do a pop-up event for them on the last Saturday of the month. When people get paid, brand the booth for that store, give them an in-store experience that nobody else is offering. You collect all the data, you get all of the content from it for your business, and you get a case study from the bridal store. But the one thing I will tell you, when a bride walks into a bridal store, she is in a mindset to spend money. When she goes to a bridal fair, she's being sold to by everybody and she's not there to actually buy. She's not in a position to hand you over money there and then. When she's in that bridal store, everything is about her. It's all about her day. She's got her wedding party with her. She's got her mom with her. She is ready to spend money. And let her use the booth and let her have the experience and have fun and engage with her and build a rapport. And then someone in that party will say, oh, this would be amazing at the wedding. And you go, oh, I actually do weddings. It's only a $99 deposit today. Would you like me to check your date? And she'll go, no, I have to speak to my other half. And mum will go, no, it's okay, I'll pay for it. Honestly, it is the cheapest, most cost-effective marketing that you can do if you're going after the bridal market. If you're looking to get into the corporate market, then try to look at some kind of charity event, or look at someone actually in one of the groups this week was talking about she'd been offered an opportunity in a mall, and the mall were asking her to pay for the space. And she was like, I haven't done anything, I don't have any marketing content, should I do this? And everyone was like, no, don't do it. And I was like, no, do it, but turn it into a PR event. Get a list of people and local businesses that you want. So get yourself somewhere in your local business community where you can do a pop-up, brand the booth beautifully, even bring in a charity link where you're doing it on behalf of the charity. So that gives you a PR angle, and ask people for donations. Run the booth, invite people down. All the people that you want to see or touch or feel that experience, get them down there for the day, get them interacting with it, get them walking away with an overlay with all of your contact details on it, and then afterwards do a PR picture with the charity for the money that you've raised and get it out to your local papers, get your local influencers down. There's so much that you can do, and then you just write it off as part of your marketing budget. But if you haven't got your own content, or you're kind of looking to learn your booth, then that's what you need to do. But the one thing I will tell you is, do not do a pop-up if you do not know your software. I can't turn a booth on, by the way, in case anyone wants to know. I've got a George and a Sammy for that. And as soon as I learn, I'll get the, someone's phoned in sick, you're going to do a wedding? No, I'm not. Not now, not ever. You know how to market? It's good. Did I skip one? Let's see. So, social media. Social media is the one place that we all live. It's somewhere that we all should be utilising to market our business. But there's so many social media platforms that it's very overwhelming. You know, as soon as someone said to me, I own a marketing agency as well, oh, you have to use Snapchat. And I went, no, I don't. Like, I can't do this anymore. I already have enough social media platforms in my life. I have to hire somebody cool to do Snapchat. It's not me. One thing that you have to be really aware of is, yes, there's loads of platforms out there for you to use. Pick the right platform for your business, because your audience will only hang out in certain places. So there's no point you putting all this time into creating content, finding your voice, putting together all that information, getting a plan together of when you're going to post, how you're going to post, and then trying to post it everywhere, because it just won't work. You have to be really in where that audience hang out. So, for example, if you're going after the bridal market, the social media platforms that I recommend you look at are Google My Business, Facebook, Instagram, dare I say it, TikTok, and Pinterest. Everybody's forgotten about Pinterest, so we'll talk about that a little bit. Google My Business I'm going to talk about later on, because it's one place that I want everybody utilising really, really well in 2022. It's free. It can do amazing things for you in terms of local search, and if you're not using it for your business and it's the only thing that you use this year, please, please, please start using Google My Business. Facebook, well, Facebook's kind of dying out, isn't it? And they've caused those problems themselves, but we can't ignore it because they still have a massive audience. Facebook for the bridal audience is where they go. The 25 to 35-year-old market on Facebook are looking for fun, shareable, relatable content. So it's not your really professional videos, your really professional images. It's that terrible wedding meme. It's all of that horrible nonsense that is so not on brand that it makes my skin crawl, but you have to do it. And so fun, relatable, shareable content is the only thing that your Facebook page needs. And then twice a week, put out a post that showcases what your company does, not what the product does, what your company does. So not the features, but the actual benefits of what you can bring to somebody's wedding. And make it really fun and make it shareable, and then utilize Facebook ads and Instagram ads to actually educate on what you do and the services that you can deliver. Instagram is where you should all live if you're going after the bridal market. And Instagram gives you the opportunity. This is where you have to use professional content. You need to post on your grid a minimum of 3 times per week, and you need to be posting into stories every single day. Every day. Don't laugh. Every single day. It's really not that difficult. So like I take 15 minutes in the evening and I will go to my local bridal store, my local makeup artist, and some of my local vendors. I'll follow maybe 5 or 6 of their followers. If someone has followed a bridal store in your area in the last 90 days, they are a potential client. Follow them, engage in their posts, be social. It's a social media site. Talk to people, comment on their posts, like their posts, share content from your other vendors in your area into your stories to make it easier for you that you're not having to create that content, and then put up your own post once you've done your follow campaign. 15 minutes. I promise you that's all it takes, but you have to do it every single day. Reels are now the biggest thing in Instagram because Instagram's trying to rival against TikTok, and so in terms of the algorithm, they want you sharing Reels. Try to do one once a week. You can do it with video content, you can put it together with images, but you have to be doing a reel so that you're found in search. And also look at your captions. Think about what it is you're actually trying to say to someone and how you're going to get found organically. It's not just about your hashtags anymore. You actually need to think about your SEO strategy, which I'll talk about a little bit later. Instagram is the place you need to be if you're going after the bridal market. TikTok. Who's using TikTok? Show hands. Fabulous. I hate TikTok. Oh, amazing. I have TikTok on my phone. It's my daughter's. It's covered in Beanie Boos. If anybody is ever interested in finding out everything there is to know about Beanie Boos from 1990 to date, that's where you've got to go. But it's not somewhere that we can ignore anymore because the audience are on TikTok. And even though I don't have a personal TikTok, I do go on there, and I have bought things off TikTok, and I have been sold to on TikTok. So it's kind of the up and coming platform that we just can't ignore. And it's all about video and creating videos and being fun. And actually, is Misty in the room? Is she here? Misty has a great TikTok account. Follow Misty's TikTok account. She's really good at showcasing her props and her backdrops and really showing people who she is within her business and showcasing her own personal brand. So she's very good. So I want to give her a follow. Pinterest. Misty, what's your TikTok? Speak up. Misty.
I'll share it.
She'll share it before you leave the room.
It's my daughter's. Okay.
And it starts. Pinterest is the social media platform that everyone has forgotten about, and your competitors will have forgotten about, that you need to reinvent into your business. Pinterest is amazing for giving you backlinks. Every bride has a Pinterest board with everything she can't afford. It is where they live, and you have to be there and you have to have a presence, and it's absolutely fantastic for SEO. So please start doing a board once a week. It literally takes 20 minutes of your time, but Pinterest is the one thing that people need to get into. So the corporate market. The corporate market for me is not necessarily about utilizing social media. For me, corporate is built on relationships and getting out and talking to people and actually building those relationships over time. Large corporate jobs, like you'll see in the video here, do not happen in a week. They're not going to phone you on a Wednesday and say, I want a large-scale activation this Saturday. It takes months of meetings, months of planning, and a lot of time to go into it. But all of those months turn into a £150,000 job. And so that's where it's so important. If you are going to go after the corporate market, your brand is essential. Your concepts are essential. Everything that you do has to be professional, and you need to know what you're talking about when you go after the corporate market. Now, if someone comes to you this week and you've only been going for 2 years and you've had a year in lockdown and you go, I'm not ready for that, don't say no ever to anything, but you can always pick up the phone to me or Sammy or one of our team and we will help you, which we have done for people in the past. If you're going to market to the corporate market, stick to Instagram, because that's where all the PR companies are, the marketing agencies are, and advertising agencies, events companies. And a very simple way to start with corporate is do a Google search in your local area for like the top 10 marketing companies or the top 10 PR companies. Follow them on Instagram, follow them on LinkedIn, start to engage in their content, put together a little database of people within that company. You know, if you go onto LinkedIn and search for marketing manager at local IT company or local accountancy company, get a database together, research that company, and then pick up the phone and speak to somebody. Set up a meeting, actually start to build relationships, and don't be afraid to pick up the phone. All they can say is no. Worst case scenario, they're going to tell you to F off. And that's okay. They're just not for you, or not for you at that time. Then the next thing is Google My Business. So Google My Business is amazing in terms of local search. It's amazing in terms of what the platform now offers for all of us, and it is free to use. So I'm going to move into Google My Business. Okay, so Google My Business is your local profile. Who in the room is using Google My Business? Oh, fabulous! Oh, that's good. Okay, excellent. So with Google My Business, the reason that you really need to do it is because if you don't, Google is going to take the company information they can find on you, and they are going to pull it together, and they're going to tell people who you are and what you do, and none of us want that to happen. You want to protect your brand. You want to make sure that everything that is said and everything that's put out has come from you and is what you want other people to see, not what Google thinks people want to see. How to use it. So Google My Business offers an absolute ton of things that you can do for your business now. But first and foremost, what you need to do is you need to make sure that your Google My Business is optimized. They've added lots of new features in the last 18 months, and you need to basically go back in and step by step go through your Google My Business. You need to be looking at the keywords that you should be using to promote your business. You need to be looking at the posts that you can do. Make sure that you have all your services listed on there, that you're using fresh images, fresh videos, that people can really see that there's a showcase of your business. If there's one thing you have to do is complete your profile. Like, have your hours on there, have an email address on there, have a phone number on there. There is nothing more frustrating than not being able to contact a company when you have found them online. So just make sure that your profile's completed. Then do a little bit of keyword research and start to use those keywords when you're listing your products and services on Google My Business. Then post onto Google My Business. I pretty much want you using Google My Business the way we used to use Facebook. So I would like to see you all post every single day, of which you're all going to go, groan, another social media site for me to do. If that's not possible, then minimum twice a week you need to post content onto your Google My Business. Do not duplicate your content from Instagram straight onto Google My Business, because Google is going to penalize you for duplicate content. If you're going to put it out anywhere first, it goes to Google before it goes anywhere else. Then put it onto Instagram, but change it up slightly because the audience is different. You know, somebody who's on Instagram and someone who finds you on Google My Business could be completely different. So just tone your Google My Business down a little bit. Make it a little bit more professional. And don't sell. Don't sell to people. Tell them who you are and what you do and get them excited, but don't sell. Q&As. So Q&As are a great opportunity for you to actually tell your customers what you do. If you go to put a post on Google My Business, you can put up a question and then you can put the answers to it underneath and get people interacting with it. And the one thing that you absolutely have to do is drive your Google reviews. And I know it's really difficult, and I know you might ask 100 people before one person does it for you, but just make it the one thing that you do follow an event. At the event, say to someone, had a great time tonight, would you mind leaving us a Google review? Lots of people even put a QR code now on the side of their printer so that when someone's signing a guest book or they're picking up their print, you can ask them just to leave you a Google review there and then. If not, it's post-event when you're sending them their gallery or their images. And again, just constantly ask for those Google reviews and share them on your social media, because I could stand here all morning and tell you how fabulous my business is, but you're not going to believe me But if someone else is saying it, a third-party recommendation is always going to drive you more business than coming directly from your own mouth. And finally, SEO. So, SEO is this kind of scary thing because everyone knows that it's important, but everybody doesn't really get what it's supposed to be. It's actually not that complicated. So, search engine optimization, the full word, is basically down to how you're found by the search engines online. Your website basics are the first place that you need to look at. And you can do very basic on-site SEO on your website. So you need to look at things that are called H1 headings and H2 headings, which is something that's done in the back end of your website. So if I open your website and I'm given a paragraph, that first paragraph should say something like wedding photo booth specialist or corporate event specialist, and that's a H1. That's what Google is pulling in terms of information. So when someone else is searching for that type of business, they're going to bring you up. You can utilize H1's alt tags on the back end of your images, on-site words, and really spend some time and do some keyword research into your local area. Get yourself together a few keywords. Don't try to rank every page on your site, but say, for example, this year you really want to focus on increasing your weddings by 30%. Take your wedding page on your website and really try to optimize it. You know, use it as your landing page for all of your social media posts, use it as your landing page for your ads, and optimize that page using your keyword or phrase. So a phrase should be up to 5 words and no more, and utilize that at least 5 times within that. I'll not get too into H1 headings because I can even see somebody in the back of the room going, oh my God, I'm so bored. But the next thing is about becoming a thought leader. So Google wants to position your website and position you as somebody who knows what they're talking about. And you can do that by doing blog posts, case studies on the events that you've done, taking the time. And writing a blog post when you first start could take you 3 to 5 hours. But if you're doing them on a weekly basis, or you have like a template for case studies once you've done a wedding or event, then you get faster at it as you go. And I know it's okay for me to stand here and say that because I've been doing it for nearly 20 years, but I promise you, you do. And like, I hate writing. It's the one thing in our business that I put to the very bottom of the list, but I know it has to be done in order for us to be found in search. Backlinks. So backlinks are probably the biggest thing that you can do for SEO. And they're not as difficult to get as you might think. If you start to build relationships with other local vendors in the area, you can start really simply. If you've done a wedding fair or you've done a wedding, following that wedding, go and leave those people a Google review. You know, contact them, give them a shout out on your social media on a weekly basis, say, oh, the companies we love working with, and make it sort of that you do it every single week, that you have like a post on a Thursday where you're promoting other businesses. Pick up the phone and say, you know, really loved working with you at that last wedding, would love to put a blog post on my site about you, and maybe you could do the same for me. And really just build those relationships and build those backlinks up wherever you can. And then reviews. Google reviews are absolutely everything. Social media alerts, they used to be really important. They're not quite as much anymore, but they are still important. So although if you put your link into a Facebook post when you draft it, your post isn't going to get as much reach within the algorithm because Facebook doesn't want you sending people off their platform anywhere else. They want to keep everybody where they've started. So if you are going to put a post into your social media, try to put it in the comments and just say like link below. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, let's go.
I know I'm the man in the women's group. I wanted to ask you, so I heard that this year Wedding Wire and The Knot are now like going to hold your reviews hostage if you don't pay them.
Pay them.
Which is why we want to use Google reviews.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess I'm just curious about what you think, where you think The Knot and Wedding Wire stand as players.
Well,
in terms of where we should focus it on.
The Knot and Wedding Wire, in terms of even my experience in the last 5 years, when I started doing marketing for other owners globally, I did work for a guy in Florida, and he had a premium listing with Wedding Wire, which was $500 a month, and he was getting inquiries through it, but they were completely fake, and I spotted it within the first month of working for them. The stats that they were sending through were completely fake, and I ripped them to shreds and managed to get them out of the contract because they just couldn't, nothing weighed up, and they couldn't argue with me. Wedding Wire is good in terms of a backlink because it's been there and it's a long-standing website in terms of verification, but the reviews on the Wedding Wire and the Knot are not actually Google verified. So if you're looking to actually use verified reviews for SEO purposes, you need to look at something like reviews.io, which is about $35 a month, where you're actually sending it to your customers and it's verified and Google know it's verified, and that will help your business. Brides do use Wedding Wire and they do use the Knot. It's not something I recommend anybody uses. If you can get a free listing with them, then certainly yes, use it for a backlink, but it's not something you should be focusing on, and never ever spend money with them, ever. Just drive your own. You're in control of your Google My Business, you're in control of your Facebook page for now. So try to take that back. And
this is my question, because they called me and they were just like, oh, you need to review all these different things. And I've heard about this, so I asked them straight up. So it's just like, so if I stop paying,
yeah.
are all of my reviews going to disappear? And they went round about, we had to ask and all that stuff. But bottom line, yes.
Yeah.
So it's just like I'm trying to figure out, should I maintain at a minimum level just so I can keep my reviews, or should I just be like, you know what, thank you very much, and then just focus on Google?
I would literally wash your hands with them. I wouldn't give them your money. Go ahead.
Can you give us your 30-second pitch when you meet people and tell them about yourself or your business?
My 30-second pitch. Oh, knew that was coming. Yeah. Okay. Whew. Now you've got me. No pressure. No pressure. I've got a video for that. Yeah. So I'm quite casual. So I would basically, if say this was a business meeting and I had to stand up, very much. I'm Ursula. I'm from Media Lab. We offer an array of photo and marketing opportunities for your business, utilizing technology and software. If you're looking to do, most of the people I speak to is very corporate, so it wouldn't be on a wedding, by the way, just in case. If you're looking a cool marketing activity to promote your brand, then we have something for you. Come talk to me. Yeah.
You go back years to
so
talk about past events.
The case study for me would always very much be an overview of what the client came to you and asked for, then what you actually did in terms of a photo concept. So outline what it is the objective was for the event as an overview, then go into your photo or video concept, and then into the results, and try to include a quote from the client, and then contact details. And keep it really, really simple, like 350 to 500 words. Go ahead.
I don't know if you've ever experienced this. So I've had a couple of Google reviews, and I shared them on my website, and I shared them on social media, but all of a sudden they just disappeared. I don't know how to go back and find the Google reviews. Like I have reviews from Yelp.
Yeah.
Those are still there, but my Google reviews disappeared.
So the Google reviews within your Google My Business profile have disappeared?
Yeah.
Okay. There's been a few issues over the last 6 weeks with Google reviews where Google has actually been pulling reviews down or not actually making them live for people, and it's to do with their system and some of the changes that they've been making. What I suggest you do is go into your Google My Business profile. There's a help button down on the bottom right hand corner. It's really hard to find, but it is there. And I would just drop them a message and ask them to find out why they have been removed or why you can't find them any longer.
Yeah, because I have 3 people that post reviews and
They haven't appeared. Yeah. Has that been recently?
No, probably a couple months now.
Yeah. I would contact them directly and just ask, because that is something that has been happening.
My clients have gone back in and we've changed the review
Yeah.
and whatnot, because they can still get to the review.
Have you responded to the reviews?
But the client has the link, so they can see it.
Yeah, they can see it. I was like, well, can you share it on Facebook?
Yeah.
And then they shared it on Facebook, and then I go to click and it says this is no longer available.
Right, okay.
So something's going on because they can see the review. They're like, no, I see my review.
Yeah. I would contact Google directly just to see. There could be that there's been an alert put on. Sometimes if you get too many reviews at once, Google thinks that they're fake.
That might have been.
So it can be,
Like asked,
if you've asked everyone to do it in like 1 week, yeah. Yeah, no, I literally would like email 2 or 3 a week so that you're getting just a consistent flow of reviews through.
yeah, I asked them, can you just at least go to Facebook and put it on there till we figure
Yeah.
this out?
Yeah. Excellent.
I had the same problem.
With
So, yeah, you're not alone. I had the same problem.
Yeah,
It's
it's
ridiculous.
so crazy.
Too many reviews coming at the same time?
No, they're not showing up. And they'll take pictures of it and on Google, and I can't see them if they're gone.
the other thing is to try using an external service like reviews.io because it is verified by Google and it will help, and it's about 30. Reviews.io. Yeah.
So I just, one last comment on that. So like I also use Yelp.
Yeah.
For marketing and advertising. And I know like they have an algorithm that they use for reviews. So if you are not a person who constantly comments on or leave reviews on Yelp, you're not like she was saying, a
Verified, yeah.
reviewer. So your review will be there, but it won't be so that the public can see. Only you can see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like 35 reviews and, you know,
disappear because they're not regular users.
Does anybody even use Yelp anymore?
Not after all the bots. A lot of times, most of my clients.
So the last thing I'm going to talk to you about is actually what my business is and what I do for the photo booth industry. So we own a website called photoboothmarketing.com. Our website contains 7,000 professional images, over 400 professional videos, about 200 hours of training. We are relaunching tomorrow at the show, and anybody who registers a free account with the site will get access to hours of free training. There's giveaways, there's loads of content on there, even if you do not take membership with us, for you to go. So anything I've talked about today, there's more detailed videos on the site for you to actually go back over and take some notes from. But instead of me telling you what we do and how fabulous we are, I'm going to ask Cindy to come up and talk to you, because I met Cindy at the last Photo Booth Expo, and she sat down at a table beside me and she busted into tears and she went, "My husband spent 10 grand on a fucking product and I can't get it out the door and I don't know what to do with it." And Cindy did an activation at Christmas that was $60,000 this year and last year, and has already booked for next year. So I thought there's no better way to showcase what I do than let her talk.
So yes, that's exactly what happened. I arrived here. My husband had bought the photo booth without my knowledge, and informed me while we were laying on a beach in Jamaica that when we arrived home it would be arriving as well. And I thought, are you kidding me? Like, do you not think I have enough to do? Who's going to run this business? And he just thought that if he hung out his shingle, the business would just flow in, like you said earlier. And I run another business, and I knew that wasn't how it was going to happen. So we mulled it over for a few months. I knew COVID was coming. This was October of 2019. We arrived at PBX in February. I sat down at Ursula's table, and I burst into tears. I said, I don't know what to do. And she said, just sign here.
Just sign here.
And we got this. We've got this. And I just trusted her. I just believed in what she was telling me. And so we had no business. We had done a couple of little sort of practice things. But really, I didn't even know where to start. Now COVID was hitting. So part of the training over those months that we were closed and we didn't know what we were going to do, Ursula was like, this is an opportunity. So she had us one week call up, well, they had been working on this Santa AR, and we weren't really sure what we were doing with it, and it presented the perfect opportunity. So I did that. I started emailing shopping malls, and lots of scared managers that didn't want to even touch it or go, even book a meeting with me. But one called me back and said, yeah, I'm kind of intrigued. Let's sit down and talk. And that led to, he kind of sold it for me, because other malls in their
Correct.
I guess their marketing, the management company, he started talking about what he was doing, and that led to 2 more. They literally fell in our lap. I had 1 photo booth. I now had 3 malls. And I kept calling them every time and saying, another mall wants us, what do I do? Say yes. We'll figure it out later. And so that's what we did. Okay, yeah. One of them was 8 hours away, an 8-hour drive. So I sent my husband for the month of December in 2020 up way north in northern Ontario in Canada, and he spent the month of December up there. Our quote for them, included all of that, putting him up, and it had to cover, his meals and travel and all of that. We also needed a photo booth. So we bought one. There was somebody local that was selling a gently used one. We got a great deal on it. We purchased it. Then I needed a 3rd one, because remember, a 3rd company. So I, again, just the ideas coming through them, I subcontracted to another photo booth owner. And nobody was doing anything. They were happy to have the business. So he virtually took over the 3rd activation for me. I paid him. We still made lots of money. In the end, the full contract was worth $60,000. We also sold photos too, so that added on to our sales, bottom line. And what we did there was we split the profits with the mall, so they made a little extra money too. So then things opened up a little. We were on our way. We had done maybe 3 weddings in 2020. Suddenly, 2021.
Yeah.
No, 2020. 2021, last year, we did 40 weddings. I reached out to the first mall again and said, would you be, I really didn't think it was going to happen, but she told me, let's, reach out, see what they say. 10 minutes later, yes, let's do it. That led to a 2nd mall. This year, my husband didn't have the time to travel 8 hours away. He has a full-time job. He needed to work that job. So we worked out a contract. It was 13 days. It was basically weekends only in December, so he could do that too. I upped the price so that we still made the same money as the 3 activations last year. And we did 2 again. Another $60,000 contract. Sold photos, upped the price because we knew that they would buy them. And so we massaged that around a little so that we made a little more money
PR'd
there
it.
too. We PR'd it. And this year, they're already, both those malls are talking about, it looks good that they will have us back. We're negotiating with them. It's all but signed. And we have 50 weddings booked for 2022 and are booking heavily into 2023. And we came from nothing. You guys can do this. Ursula and Sammy and George and Keith, they are the bomb. If you haven't signed on, do it. I didn't have any budget. I didn't know where I was going to get $99 a month, but I do now, and I don't care what I have to do to pay that $99 a month. I'll do it for as long as we're in this business. We now own 5 photo booths. So, yeah, in 2 years, after that 3rd, we had the 2 over through 2022, because we were booking weddings. We were sometimes triple booked out for an evening. Through this 2022.
And you're not allowed to say no?
We have a lot of triple bookings. So we bought a 3rd mirror, and then we bought a Mirror X because we haven't even tapped really heavily the corporate market, but that's where I want to use that. And last week we took delivery of a Moby booth that, they're telling us that there's missed opportunities there. So that's a whole new, we haven't even tapped that yet. So, but now 5 booths and an amazing team. We have about a dozen young men and women that work with us. So it's worth it, it's worth it, it's worth it.
In terms of the site, it's not just the content that we offer. We do give you the professional content to market your business, but there's also the training and support that goes alongside it. We have lots of members that don't even own the products that we have content for, that come every month because we do a weekly Zoom meeting that gets you motivated. A lot of the time when I'm working with our members, I find it's confidence. I find it's that somebody just doesn't have the confidence to put themselves out there and go, I can actually do this. And I know I outed Misty earlier, but you were the same. When you joined, you were just like this little wallflower that I can't do this and I can't do anything. And now you're booking over your competitors in your area because somebody said, you can do this. You know, we can all do this. We have fabulous products, we have fabulous software, and you can do anything. I built my own business by basically going out and selling products that I didn't own until I got enough bookings to buy them. Like, as scary as that is, I'm not going to lie. We took triple and quadruple bookings, and I remember phoning Photomaster on a Thursday and going, I need another mirror at when? Saturday. You know, literally to the wire on, we've got enough bookings for this now, let's buy another one. And that's how we grew our business, and we have 13 different products, which we possibly might be adding to this week. But yeah.
They make us look good. Sammy and George are geniuses at all the video content, that especially those reels that they're talking about, those scare the pants off me. I don't know how to do that. But they provide that content, and all I have to do is download it.
And upload it.
Upload, download, whatever. Yeah, upload, download, then upload. They smack my logo on there, and it looks like it's mine. You know, and they provide even photos, and it's
Go ahead.
plus the training.
The same people in the same area are using the same content from your.
We can't control that. So when you join us, your logo is added to the back end of the site. Everything that you download will be branded for your company. But what I always say to someone when they're starting out is, do not use the most recent content. Always go further back in the library, which there's actually some amazing videos that people have never even downloaded because there's so much content there. And work with your local competitors. Everyone in our group on that Zoom meeting on a Sunday night, they work beside each other, they work together, and they talk about pricing, and they talk about making sure that nobody's undercutting anybody. And it's really about, we've built a community of people that work hand in hand together to make sure, like, you were able to phone Raymond and say, do this shopping centre for me, because they'd built that relationship through the group, you know.
There's, you got to understand, there's hundreds of videos and thousands of photos.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily, will you find the same, and she's right, like everybody wants the latest and greatest stuff, but I found the most legs sometimes by digging deep into some of the older
I
things.
still use one of our wedding videos from 5 years ago. Sammy would be devastated if he hears me saying this, for our ads on Facebook, because it works, you know, and if it isn't broke, don't fix it. But there's loads of content on there. What I have done is, specifically for this room, our membership's actually going up in price when we launch tomorrow at the trade show to $150 a month, because it's already far, far too cheap for what we do. But there is a QR code here that takes you to a special link that will get it for you today for $99 if anyone's interested in joining.
Okay, is it that QR code?
This QR code.
I scanned it, and it's talking about Miro.
That's our old brand. We're rebranding at the show.
So if we have all get different things, and so we have
Doesn't
to
matter.
help us.
No, we have 50 videos with generic content that don't even show a booth, where you're actually selling the experience.
So your company will help us with our SEO stuff? Is that what?
Well, there's training on SEO on the website, and if you have any questions, you can join me on a Sunday evening for the Zoom meeting as well. And that gives you kind of a weekly if you have questions. So say, for example, you've watched one of my videos on how to use Instagram and you have any questions on it, you come on the Sunday night and we can share that with you. The next training that we're doing actually in April is on drop-off booths and the value of those to your business, because that's easy money. Easy money.
Just where you just drop it off. And
Literally drop it off, turn it on and go home and then watch the money come in. So, go ahead.
What are the booth points?
So BoothCoin is basically, our website is launching tomorrow at the trade show, and if you don't want to do the monthly membership but you wanted to buy one video or 10 images, you can buy BoothCoin. Yes, we created our own currency for the industry because we're kind of fun that way. We don't want to take your money, but we'll take your BoothCoin. So yeah, you can purchase BoothCoin on the site and then just download the content that you want.
Is that an actual on the blockchain?
Not yet, but it could be.
So it says plus 50 free.
So anyone who registers today, you will get your membership plus you get 50 free Bitcoin to spend and buy additional content.
Oh, so not all the content is included in the $99?
So $99 a month will give you access to a monthly recurring amount of content. So you'll get 1 professional video, 20 images, 5 photo templates, 5 animations, and access to all of the free training and marketing ebooks. And you use that on a monthly basis. There is actually a science to marketing, so that content is only enough to market your business for 1 month if you're doing what I train you to do. So.
Is it easy to turn on and off? I mean, like, there's a wedding season where we're not going to be doing marketing, it's all strictly work, and then, like, say we didn't want to pay for that portion.
You should be marketing every day. There's no down season when it comes to marketing. If you start, consistency is everything.
And I'm gonna have to say, you may be just doing Christmas. But with marketing, you're gonna do the whole year.
Well, the whole thing is, anybody that's looking at Christmas activations needs to start looking at the end of February, because that's when the marketing agencies are setting their budgets. Any marketing that you're doing, if you're looking to do spring, summer events, you should have been marketing January and February. If you're looking to do autumn events, you need to start that in May. Everything minimum of 12 weeks out. Don't look so afraid. Now they were all kind of happy, now they all look petrified. Don't do that. So an actual marketing activation, for example, say a car retailer comes to me and says, I've got a new car that I want to launch. I've hired some space in a shopping mall, but I want to actually engage the audience and get them to create content for me. The biggest thing that our booth does is it's a PR tool because it offers brand awareness, user engagement, digital content creation, data capture, social sharing. You can basically take away the job of a PR company with one product, and that's how you sell it. Does that make sense? Any other questions?
I have one thing.
Go ahead.
Yes. Okay. So I just want to say, number one, with the TikTok, it's my daughter. Y'all use your children. Y'all use the TikTok queen. And so I will do things with her. Like we will do videos and she will post those on her site. She did a video, this was her personally, but she did a video 2 days ago, not 2 days, 2 weeks ago, and it had 19,000 views in 24 hours, and her clothes were on. That's huge, but I love photo booth marketing. Ursula will not say this, but I was telling someone yesterday and got teared up because Ursula was in labor and I needed help. She was in labor helping me. And so that's how special she is and this company is. So, wow.
Thank you. Yeah, we left him at home. But yeah, we have built, in the last 4 years, we have built this little community that nobody knew about. Because when we started, Sammy and I started a website thinking, we've all this content, and he was rebranding videos that people were buying off him anyway. I was doing marketing for owners across the globe, and we were exhausted, and we were like, how can we do this but give everybody access? Because the better our industry is positioned, the better everybody does. If we all work together and we all position ourselves properly, we can all charge more and we'll all do more. And that's kind of where it started, and then we created a monster and went, oh, right, okay, so we've got 600 people now we have to mentor every month. But we keep going and we keep creating content. So if anybody is interested, come and talk to me and we'll see what we can do for you.